Hello everyone, this is Christian Imazo from Nizona Corporation, and this is a small tutorial about the DPRS. This is a document processing requesting sheet. This document is what we utilize in order to fill out some information that will be used for registration of your product or logistics importation. So, why is this important? It is important because the accuracy of the documentation will make the difference between a stress-free process or a cumbersome process. When we know exactly what information to utilize to draft documents for you, we will be able to better serve your needs when it comes to declaring your product in your local FDA or Ministry of Health or equivalent body, or your local import customs organization of your country. So let's go through this sheet. Well, the first point over here is the country where the product will be registered. This is important because it will allow us to understand and share with you the information that we know about that country based on past experience that may help you have a smooth process. There are some countries that have different regulations also regarding food products, and therefore it's very useful to understand first and foremost which country the product is going to be so that we know how to help you out. The purpose of the registration, this chapter over here refers to the reason why the registration is needed. Sometimes is required to import a product, or some other cases is required as a requirement for actually selling the products. Some countries will not allow selling different food products without a permit, and that is another compliance requirement that is useful for us to know. The third one is the administration body where the document will be submitted, which is it could be your Ministry of Health, your local FDA, etc. This is a reference point of information for us so that we can better serve you. Now, regarding this aspect, regarding the aspect of the compliance and regulation, this requires a disclaimer on my behalf, which means that all the information that we get from you will be used to draft documents, and these documents will be drafted based on the information that you provide to us. Therefore, you have to understand that we will follow your requirements when it comes to documents, and we are unable to understand, confirm, or warrant any regulation outside of Japan. Therefore, you are the only responsible for understanding and checking the regulations of your own country. So please understand that aspect very well. Uh, Third section over here, the information regarding the registrant. That is information regarding you as a customer. The official company name, we require the actual company name according to your registry or the certificate of registration of your company, the website if you have any, and the official name of the person in charge, the actual name, the actual official name of that individual person, and the title of that person, if it's a manager, director, CEO, etc. Office address. This address should be the address utilized in your certificate of registration in your company, and same with the phone number and the same with an email. This is all official information that we require from you so that we draft the documents accurately so that you will not have any trouble with your local authority when they actually assess and evaluate the documents that you submit. Information regarding the product. This is the product name that will be utilized as the actual official name in your application, right? So please give us an accurate name of the product instead of some generic denomination of the product. Product brand, if you have, please give it to us so that we utilize that in the drafting the documents. And the product category, whether the product is soft drink, food supplement, cosmetic, medicine, or other. Regarding this aspect, please understand that whenever a product falls into the category of medicine, we are pretty much unable to handle this kind of product because our company specializes in food supplements or dietary supplements or general foods or general beverages as opposed to medicines. Medicines are subject to a whole different level of regulation and permits that is not within the work that we do here at Nizona Corporation. Other information here refers to the license number. If you have any license number already or some other registration number that you want us to know or utilize in the document, please give it to us. And any other remark that you may have that you may want us to put in the documents that we make for you. So it goes without saying that, like I mentioned before, that the information has to be fully accurate and official, and the information has to match in all the documents because otherwise this will create or will bring a lot of questions and added exchanges with authorities that we actually would like to save you right from doing. Finally, the documents can be drafted only after the product specifications are confirmed by the customer. That means by you. And the reason why we say this is because in many cases when a product is developed as a new product that didn't exist before, and therefore the formula, the packaging, and the labeling and other details do not exist up until everything is has been completed, right? So only after the product development has been completed, we can actually do these documents fully accurately. This is registration of the product, right? This is the registration of the product that some countries may require, some other countries may not require, but is part of the form. And if it doesn't apply to you, then that's fine. You don't have to fill this form. Second, the information for logistics. Information for logistics is all the information that we need in order to draft logistics documents for you. Logistics documents are all the documents that you will need during the import process of your product. Import process meaning when you have to deal with customs of your country, and this is another obvious fact, but you are the one responsible for handling the import and the bringing up of the product into your country. We will deliver the product up until the port of destination of your given of your country, and from there on, the import process has to be handled by you. However, we at Nizona Corporation have an extensive experience regarding logistics that we are happy to share with you. And based on that experience, we know very well that a stress-free import process of products depends on how accurate the documents are drafted. And we will always draft the documents very carefully and accurately for you so that you do not undergo unnecessary questioning during the import customs of your product. Now, the entries that you have to make in this section of the form is similar to the registration: the official company name, your website, the official full name of the person in charge, its title, address, etc. Now, the consignee information over here is a separate section because the consignee is the actual person or entity who will take possession of the products. And sometimes the consignee may be a different company than the buyer of the products. It happens sometimes that a consignee is a different person or company than the customer itself of the products, right? So in that, if that situation applies to you, please put the information of that consignee, right? Meaning the person or entity who will take possession of the goods at the import at the time of importing the products. Now, this section over here refers to information for shipping commercial samples. This section over here does not relate for import of the actual product, but is some information that we need to have from you so that we can send you, a small amount of samples or prototypes or laboratory samples or reference samples to you in small amounts for you to taste. And the reason why we ask you is because sometimes the address or the person name or the addressee of the samples is different from the importer, right, of the goods when everything has been manufactured in our factory. Yeah. So this is information for small commercial samples or letters or documents, etc. We appreciate if you give us your FedEx, UPS, or DHL account number so that we don't have to charge you for the cost of shipping the samples or documentation. Third, this information regarding the customs and shipping agent, in case of FOB shipments, we will need information of your shipping agent here in Japan, who will take responsibility for taking the goods from the port of Kobe or Osaka, where we are based, until your port in your country. So we will communicate directly with that agent here in Japan and deliver the goods to the designated port where your agent will tell us to deliver the product. Uh, the next chapter is information regarding the product is similar to the section for registration. Information regarding the product is the actual product name so that we can actually write the product name correctly according to what you need in the commercial invoices and all the bill of lading and packing list and other logistics related documents. And finally, here the other information. Similarly, if you want us to add any kind of import license number or some other particular remark in the logistics documents, please let us know so that we can put that accurately in the documentation. The third part of the DPRS form relates to the list of required documents, and we do this. We require you to tell us the required documents because either during registration or during logistics, there's going to be some, or there may be some documents in particular that you may need in your country that your country authorities may require. So when it comes to registration, you may be required, let's say, a certificate of registration of the factory. You may require a certificate of free sale, or you may be required a specification or a certificate of analysis of the product itself, or you may be required some other kind of document related either to the factory, document either related to the product, or document either related to us, the exporter. So please write the document name over here in this chapter, in this section, the document that you will need, and the why do you need the document. That will help us understand whether you need it for customs clearance, for registration of the product, or for marketing and promotion. For customs clearance, usually you will need a commercial invoice, a packing list, a bill of lading. Those are the main documents that you will need. But you may also be asked for other documents by your country, which we cannot know because we are based in Japan. So we need your help. Please teach us what documents you will need. Another category of documents for registration. In case of you need documents for registration, you may be required a specific product specification. You may be required a certificate of analysis, or some kind of manufacturing certificate of our production plant to show to your authorities. So please let us know so that we can help you on that category as well. And finally, sometimes customers need documents for marketing or promotion. For example, some kind of scientific study or some other document that may be helpful for you to sell the product in your country. So please let us know as well so we can help you out. Now, this section about who will issue or sign the document refers to whether it will be issued by us, the exporter, it will be issued by our subcontract manufacturer, or a government agency, or other entity. There are some documents that can be only issued by government agencies, for example, some kind of manufacturing certificate, because here in Japan, factories are allowed to manufacture only if they have a duly issued government license. There are other documents that can be issued only by the manufacturer or subcontract manufacturer, or some of the documents that are only exported by us, Nizona Corporation, as an exporter. So please let us know. Certification. This refers to whether an attestation or stamp will be needed. Some documents, some countries require documents to be stamped by some government agency, or by the embassy of your country located here in Japan, etc. Or an attestation by a notary or by some special representative. So please let us know if a special certification will be required, and if so, if the attestation can be done by the Chamber of Commerce or by the consulate embassy of your own country, or by the Ministry of Health of Japan, let's say, for example, or by notary, or by other sort of authority. Please mind you that who can attest the documents may not depend on us, Nizona Corporation, but depends on rules of the government. And this is something that we cannot decide by ourselves. Sometimes your country embassy may accept or not accept to certify certain kind of documents. So please understand that this section is not completely under our control. And this final section over here, how many times you need to document, it refers basically whether you will need it only one time. And usually that happens when the documents is for registration, because you register the product only one time usually, and then you just have to renew the registration once every few years. Or the other option is when you need the document every time a shipment is delivered. There's going to be cases when the document is required for customs clearance, that of course when a document is required for custom clearance, you will need the document every time we deliver a shipment to you. You will need a new fresh batch of documents. So this is pretty much the the overview of the DPRS, and I hope that this explanation was useful for you to fill it out properly, and that we can first and foremost help you um, by importing and or registering your product in your country in a stress-free and as smoothly as possible. Thank you for your attention, and please let us know if you have any further questions. Thank you very much.